Happy Friday, beautiful souls, and welcome to Spiritually Her. This is your safe space to explore the magic of inner work, grow your confidence, and embrace your self worth as the ultimate superpower. I'm Terrika-Surrenity, your host and guide on this transformative journey. Here, we're breaking barriers, we're rewriting our stories, and stepping fully into that girl energy together. So grab your favorite drink, let's settle in, and let's vibe. Your next level starts right now. Happy Friday, my spiritual besties. It is me, the hostess with the mostest, Terrika-Surrenity, and welcome to another episode of Spiritually Her. I am so grateful, very much appreciative for you guys tuning in for another week and another topic that I feel is much needed. Very much needed. And just really happy to chop it up with you guys as always. So, sending you guys air hearts, air hugs your way. I hope that you feel the love. And let's get deep into this conversation and the topic of the day. All right. So, if you have ever felt like you are growing, you're seeing the world in with a different set of eyes. You're tapping into your higher vibrations, but the people around you, they seem to be still stuck in the same old patterns, the same mindset, the same negativity. Today, we're talking about what happens when you evolve, but the people around you don't, and how to navigate those relationships without losing yourself. I do want to say, as always, I tend to make these topics based off of the downloads and experiences that I have throughout the week. So I do want to share my own personal experience with this topic of evolving beyond your circle or just noticing the people that you have these close connections to, whether it's family, friends, or people that you're in a relationship with, and how you can see yourself evolving, but you can see them also in the same space to where you guys tend to clash. For me, this week, it was pretty, I don't know. I don't know if it has something to do with this lunar eclipse, with the um, worm blood moon that is happening on today that I am recording this, which is the 13th. And I think it starts today. I think it's on today or either the 14th. One or the other. Either way it goes, I'm still feeling the full moon energy. So this week, I just feel like the energy was very thick when it came down to mm, just growing or evolving or how it can tend to mesh or clash. So just to go into my own personal story without giving too much, you know what I'm saying? But basically, me being in this state that I am now where I am growing, I am evolving. I am a Libra rising, so I'm very understanding and I weigh the scales a lot. So I can tend to see or have understanding for anyone, regardless, of who they may be. But I noticed that me being on this journey, me being happy, choosing to be happy, waking up as my highest self, um, just shining my light and not dimming that light. I can tell that sometimes the people that are around me, if they may be going through a hard time, granted, just because I am shining my light doesn't mean that I do not have darkness or do not experience trials, delays, trauma, things that happen on a regular. I just choose to tap into the light more so than the darkness. I choose to focus on the light and not so much on the bad things. And when you have people that may be in your circle who may be going through a dark time or just maybe having some delays or anything, and they tend to focus on that or just have a negative mindset, I have experienced that because they're in a dark space and because you may be in a space of enlightenment, it almost triggers them even more to where I had experience with a close person to me who was almost kind of like upset and just giving me attitudes for, I don't know, just no reason. And I don't know if it had something to do with just having certain emotions and not knowing how to express those emotions. But for me, I'm a talker, so as you could tell, hence I got a podcast. But I am a talker. I like talking about my feelings. I love expressing myself and expressing myself in a way that it could be understood rather than not understanding my emotions and just impulsively acting on those emotions without knowing why or where they're coming from, why I'm triggered in this aspect or whatever. But I feel like it was very triggering to me because I feel like I dealt with that a lot when I was younger, where I felt like I had to dim my light. I feel like I had to almost dumb myself down in order to make other people feel comfortable. And now that I have reached into this state of just enlightenment and fully, wholeheartedly accepting me and myself, my body, my mind, how I think, how I talk, how I maneuver, and even the experiences that I experience and finding the beauty within that, it seems like it may trigger the people that are in my circle. And it can cause conflict to where you question if this person is still in alignment or if this circle of people are still in alignment with where I am going. Because I'm feeling the evolution where I am evolving and I know that I have growth. I've seen the growth within myself. And just having that, I've worked so hard to get there that with anyone who is not in alignment and can't grow or evolve with me, or at least respect it, I get this feeling that I have to cut them off. So we're just going to really dig deep into how to know how to maneuver throughout these relationships, close friends, these family members, how to maneuver through it. Because granted, these people that may tend to have this, I know some people who may have toxic parents, toxic siblings, toxic husbands, wives, and these relationships with these titles, it may not be so easy to just cut off. And maybe they're not meant to be cut off, but it is up to us to protect our own peace and our own journey. So we create those boundaries in doing so. Now, I do want to go into understanding the shift. And when I say understanding the shift, I'm talking about that 3D mindset going into 5D. So, with the 3D mindset, I feel like that is it's more ego based, fear driven, where you are operating in the state of the matrix. You're operating in the state of survival, in the state of struggle, where everything seems very personal and very ego based, rather than the mindset of the 5D, where you have this higher consciousness, where things are more so love based rather than ego based. where you may tend to focus more so on the positive things and seeing the beauty within what others would consider to be negativity or the dark things or things we don't necessarily want to happen, but knowing that whatever we happen to go through, whether it's sun or rain, that it is all needed for our growth, for us to blossom, to evolve. And I told this analogy to a close friend of mine on the phone. We had a very in-depth conversation, which I love. I love talking and connecting with like-minded people and being on this spiritual journey. I know you can't have like all these talks with everybody unless you just have like a dope ass circle of spiritually evolved friends. But for me, I have a few close people that I can reach out to and have those conversations where it is deep in depth and they're not looking at me like I'm crazy. And they're like, I resonate with that. But I remember this week as well, I was in the car, playing Spotify, and this song came on. And I know this song because my dad used to play this song all the time growing up. But it is Joy and Pain by Frankie Beverly, I believe. Yes, I think it is. Yeah, Joy and Pain, Frankie Beverly. Now, granted, it takes a whole 2 minutes before the song starts. Back then, songs used to be almost 10 minutes long. Okay, it was like a concert, each track. But I feel like I heard the song finally for the first time. Like I've heard it a million times, but you know how it feels like when you actually tune into the lyrics and you tune into the message. Because when I was younger, you hear the song and, you just sing it. You're not thinking about what you're singing. You're just hearing the melody and it sounds good. But I actually heard it for the first time and I'm just like, it resonated. Where it was saying joy and pain is like sunshine and rain. And basically, the message is just saying, like, we're a flower. We cannot grow with just the sunlight. It takes the sun as well as the rain in order for us to grow. And I feel like we can put that analogy in a lot of other different things as well. But if everything was all good all of the time, would we grow? No. So learning to appreciate the light, the dark, the sun, the rain. All right. So that made me jump into that because talking about the 3D and the 5D, so the higher consciousness and having that mindset or whatever. All right. So I do want to also tap into how when we grow, it can lead to being misaligned with people who aren't on the same path. So when having these connections and just being on your journey and it seems to trigger those around you or sometimes they may not even trigger them, sometimes it could be you going into these environments and you're not triggered but you just feel uncomfortable to where you are this light and you're walking into a space where everyone is just so negative and it can seem very heavy and overwhelming. Maybe you've started working on healing, manifesting. You probably have put so much work into your own mental state, your inner peace, but then you go around your family, your friends, or your partner, and they are still caught up in drama, negativity, or these self-sabotaging cycles. Not saying that everyone is triggered by you. Sometimes they can trigger your growth to where you feel like you are not in a space where you can blossom because that negativity could be so overbearing. And so then you go into these states of wanting to remove yourself from that type of energy because it's overwhelming. You ever been to, say, for instance, you go to a party, people are having fun, they're dancing, laughing, smiling. It's a good time. The energy feels good. All of a sudden, somebody starts arguing, and it's just like the negativity can spread. It might be a fight here. All of a sudden, it's another fight. And it's just like the negativity just literally, it almost feels like just this gust of wind that just touches everyone, and it just, and you have to, you feel like, okay, yeah, I need to go. This is no longer fun, this is no longer lightful energy. I just need to remove myself before I allow that energy to touch me, because I've worked hard to get out of that mindset. I've worked hard to not have to get there. I could get there if I want to, I just don't want to. There's no need for me to. And I hope you guys resonate with that or can understand that example or that analogy of, just, I'm trying to give you guys a visual of what I mean. Just being in a space and just having to like remove yourself because it's just like, this is too much. It's no longer fun. So, talking about our circles, how do you recognize who to hold on to versus who you need to release? Now, when it comes to who to hold on to, I would say that people who may not fully understand your journey, but they respect your journey. All right. And when I say that, I'm going to say it in this way here. I'm just going to give an example. For example, if I no longer drink alcohol and I might go to a setting to where I know they're going to be drinking, but it doesn't trigger me to be around that. It's not like, I may be an alcoholic or anything, but I have just set that boundary and agreement with myself that I would not do that. But then someone offers you a drink and you're like, oh no, I don't drink anymore. And they all of a sudden they try to peer pressure you into doing it. Like, oh, you could just take a sip, just one drink, just this, just that. Those are people who don't understand. Or nope, I don't want to say they don't understand. Those are people who just don't respect your journey. If you make a decision that for you feels like the best decision for yourself, the most responsible decision for yourself, and the people around you are pressuring you to go back to something that either hurt you or either just wasn't a good experience for you or you didn't like or anything like that, those are not your people. Those are not your people. If you have a toxic ex and you have worked hard to get over that person was not good for you. But you have friends that's constantly bringing this person around and constantly trying to pressure you into being back with this person and make it work and do the, knowing what you've been through with that person, that is a person that you need to drop. So we're only holding on to people who understand and respect it. Even if they don't understand it, the fact that they respect it, those are the people you should hold on to. Also, hold on to those people who are open minded or at least trying to grow in their own way. Not saying that they have to do everything that you're doing. We're all on our own journeys. Okay? My journey won't look like your journey. His journey won't look like mine. Like, it just won't. But for those who are open minded and at least trying to grow in their own way, no matter if it seems like they're growing fast at a fast speed or if they're growing slow or whatever, it doesn't matter. as long as they're growing in their own way. Also, people who support your evolution, even if they aren't there yet themselves, they support the choices that you are making. They give you, applaud you for just making certain changes. These are the people that you need to hold on to. Now, when we're talking about who to let go of, let's tap into that. So, people who actively resist your growth, either they mock it or try to pull you back into old habits. Exactly the example that I gave about not wanting to drink, tap you back, trying to drag you back in there, or moving along from a toxic ex, they're trying to take you back. Let them go. Or people who bring heavy negative energy or constantly drain you. Let that go. And I posted this, I don't know if it was a meme or whatever. It was just a quote, I believe, that I posted on Instagram. And it basically said, if it fuels you, it is alignment. If it drains you, it's misaligned. Meaning that's not for you. Maybe it was for you for a moment, but at this state that you're in now, if it's draining you and it seems so heavy and negative, it is no longer for you. I hate to say it, friend. No, I don't hate to say it. I'm glad I'm saying it because you will feel so much better. You will feel lighter. You'll have more clarity. All right. So, and another one, people who refuse to consider a new way of thinking, or if they project their fear or jealousy onto you. I want to bring up um this one friendship that I had. It was years ago, and I wouldn't say that she was just like a really really close friend or anything. She was a an old coworker of mine, but we had grown to have some type of friendship. But I remember getting pregnant with my youngest son, and I remember telling her, I had told like my other friends, too, like we all work together, but I told them and they were just like, oh my God, congratulations. Mind you, I was the only friend in the friend group that even had children already. But they were just like, oh, congratulations. But then this one girl, I told her and I didn't get a congratulations. I got attitude, and all of a sudden she was just like, oh, I'm jealous because I want a child. I've been trying to have a child, and you're married and you're having another child. You already have two. And I mean, I guess I should be saying congratulations, but I just, yeah. And once she said that, I was like, first off, bitch, like, I don't even know you like that, to be real. Um, and yeah, this will be my, like, last time talking to you. Once I hung up that phone conversation, blocked on every fucking thing. And the other friends who happened to talk to her, they was giving their own little um energy. They really, I think I was like the only link to her from the friend group. I think everyone else had kind of scoped her negativity, and me being me and kind of nice, a little bit naive at times back then, not no more. But back then it was just like I was a little bit naive and just like, well, she seems sweet to me, but yeah, I blocked the bitch. Like, yeah, no. I don't have time for um jealousy. I don't have time for people projecting their fears on me. I just can't. I just can't do it. So those people you have to let go of. For one, it's hard enough. You're in this space where you are shining your light and you're doing this. And if you have to be cautious about shining your light around people who are in your circle, who are supposed to love you and want the best for you and be happy when good things happen to you, but they're not. And it's like a good thing happens and they're upset, or they're just projecting like their own insecurities, their own things onto you and all this type of stuff. Yeah, you need to let that person go. That is a person that is not for you. That can almost be an energy vampire because they're only keeping you around for something. It's something. Either they are really flattered by you and they're keeping you around because they want to be like you in a sense. And the crazy thing is, I have experienced that with a lot of friendships, especially like growing up, um, like of people just either imitating things, or if I had a boyfriend, growing up, adolescence and stuff like that, all of a sudden a friend, you want my boyfriend, you want to try to dress like me, you want to try that shit. I don't play around with. Which is why I am drawn and attracted to authenticity. I like people to be who they are, not people who want to be me, not people who want to. I get it, if you are the type of person who what you do inspires people. Like, there's nothing wrong with inspiring people and people being inspired by you, but the copying, the wanting what you have, all of that fatal attraction shit, it's a no fucking go. If you have anybody in your life like that, I'm gonna tell you this now. Cut it out. Cut them out before you see the reason why you should have. Let this be confirmation right now for you. All right. So now we're going to just jump into how to handle relationships that feel stagnant. So, say for instance, you just feel like you guys aren't connecting or evolving in this friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys normally do. So, you don't have to cut everyone off immediately, but you do need to protect your peace. You can do this by limiting your deep conversations with those who don't understand your path. And I was just talking about this topic with one of my close friends. I was telling her that, there's certain people that spirit has told me you can't talk to this person about this. And I know those who I can talk to about certain things because they understand the path. Also, shift how much energy you give to the relationships that feel misaligned. So if things are just like feeling awkward, feeling different, and it's just like, it's not the same, you guys have probably outgrown each other. But if you don't want to just automatically cut that person out, just don't put too much energy into it and see what happens. See if it evolves on its own. Another thing is lead by example. Sometimes just being you and who you are, living in your truth, inspires others to wake up. It inspires others to do the same. So, this is where you stay grounded in your growth, but you don't force others to come with you. Please don't force it. People have to evolve within their own timing. And don't be that type of person that makes it seem like you're better than someone because you are evolving. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Don't compare journeys, but if you feel like it is misaligned to you, have the understanding that people grow in their own ways, their own directions towards where they need to grow and evolve to, and at their own pace. Stay true to your journey while understanding others may not be the same, and don't force your viewpoints, don't force your opinions, and don't force your growth and your journey on those around you. Don't force them to come with you. All right. Also, detach from expectation. People evolve on their own timing. Some will catch up later and some won't, and that's okay. Have acceptance. Acceptance is the key. You can love people from a distance without carrying the weight of their journey. I know that at times, if we know that, well, dog, this would be so much better if they would just do this. And sometimes when we are loving and when we are caring and so nurturing, we want to do these things for our people, for our friends, for the people we're in a relationship with. But you have to accept that they're on their own journey. Send them love from the place that you are to the place that they are. And don't take on their tasks. All right. Now, I do want to offer some affirmations that can really empower you guys. If you feel you resonated with this topic, with evolving beyond your circle. All right. So I want you guys to write these affirmations down or just simply repeat after me. I release the need to be understood by those who are not ready. I trust that the right people will align with me at the right time. I honor my growth and embrace change without fear. All right, guys. If those affirmations were as powerful to you as they are to me, then I encourage you to write those down, meditate on those, and just really feel that energy. So, before we do end this episode for today, I just want to say growth is lonely, but don't dim your light just to make others comfortable. The universe will align you with your soul family. Just keep evolving. All right, guys. I hope this message and this episode resonated with you guys. And share this with friends, family, whoever is aligned and on that same journey as you are. All right. I love you guys and I mean it. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Spiritually Her. I hope you felt inspired, empowered, and ready to take the next step on your journey. If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Let's keep the conversation going. You can connect with me on TikTok at Surrenity101. That's SURRENITY101. And on Instagram at spiritually.her. I love to hear your thoughts, breakthroughs, or even what topics you want to dive into next. Until next time, remember, your power is already within you. Keep shining and simply stay spiritually her. Bye!